I would say that our schedules have definitely changed a lot. They kind of, we make plans, you know, kind of revolving around her.
I feel I have turned into the mother role at my age and a couple of years younger when this all started.
Well, everything changed for us because we had an empty nest, and we just moved a whole family into our house and started a new family unit. We didn't plan on having, you know, a whole new life and everything changing, but it's really worked out for the best, and I'm glad I can help.
When we found out that Sue had early dementia, when we dove into having everybody move in here, we found that the girls had just been paying the bills and doing everything when they were living on their own. And I think what has been able to happen when they moved in here, we've taken all that away from them for the good. I mean, they can be kids again, and me and Patty are able to take care of paying their bills and just having them, taking all the pressure off them so they can live a more normal life instead of having to take care of their mother and taking care of their household like they used to.
Our life has been centered around my sister and her daughters. We plan every week of, like, all together, what we're gonna do, what we need to do. My whole family's involved. I have siblings and sisters and brother-in-laws that come and take her places just to get her out of the house and get her still to have some kind of a social life. We've overcome challenges because we work together and we have that extra help.
There's definitely a lot of challenges that we're going to have to face now, especially as her abilities kind of decline. There will be a lot of things that we have to face, but I'm just glad that we can all do it as a family.
We're facing new things every week. You know, we have to make all our food for her. The girls now, they have to help her take her shower every morning, which, you know, being 17 and 18 years old, having to do that for your mother, that's you know, that's something you don't want to have to do. We have to help her brush her teeth and floss because she's having trouble doing that. What we've had to do is put cameras around the house, and, you know, just the other night, we found that she just stood in our dining room for an hour and a half in the middle of the night. It's one thing after another we're going to have to deal with as it goes. I think the next step is we're going to have to put some alarms on the doors so if she tries to leave in the middle of the night, we'll know. We're taking one thing at a time, and hopefully we can figure everything out as it goes.
And luckily we have each other.
I think we're a good team, and you guys have really stepped up and helped her do her shower and brush her teeth and put her clothes on. Feed her in the morning. I mean, it's been a hell of a team effort. It really has. My mother was in an association because my dad had Alzheimer's. She was going to weekly or monthly meetings probably 10 years ago when he had Alzheimer's, and I knew how much it helped her, and she looked forward to it. So I when I was looking at the paper a year and a half ago, I seen about the monthly meetings at the Howland Methodist Church, so I thought it'd be a good idea to start going, and I think I think we all enjoy going. And the last 6 months with just phone calls and a Zoom, I mean, we're making the best of the situation.
I definitely look forward to the support group, like, especially if something big happened and, like, or I have a question to ask. Carol is always really, really helpful,
and she remembers everything we tell her.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
She's
crazy.
like she's like a family friend that just knows everything going on.
I like the support group because everyone's in the same situation, but everyone's got a different story. In the meetings, we've talked to husbands that they're taking care of their wives. We've talked to a young gentleman. He's moved back home so he can help his dad take care of his mother. I mean, now he's doing everything in the household for them. To a wife she's realizing that her husband is going into early phases of dementia. So, you know, you got to figure out how to take the car away from him and help them with those situations. So it's a terrible disease, and it's just something that everyone deals with differently, and everyone's got a different story. But we're all kind of in this same boat. We're all in this together.
It's good to see that, you know, they have things that they have been through that they can help us with, and now that we are doing it, we have things to tell people who have just started dealing with it. It feels good to be able to help, and we're so lucky to have that, because if you're just dealing with it on your own, I just don't know how you would do it all. I mean, if we didn't have all 4 of us, plus
Yeah.
all of our, my siblings and extended friends and family, I mean, how would you do it?
Well, I think the one meeting, it was fortunately good timing because Susan was starting to have these hallucinations. She was talking crazy talk, wasn't sleeping or anything like that, and we finally had a meeting and it happened to be a meeting when this was happening, and we told Carol what was going on, and Carol said it sounds like a urinary tract infection. So right away we went to the doctor, and that was the case, and we got her some antibiotics, and it helped her clear that up. So it just, it's been very helpful. I mean, we didn't know what was going on. We thought she was making a major step down, and we didn't know what was going on. So fortunately, we were able to get that cleared up, and, she's been pretty good, and we've been able to get her on antidepressants. It's another thing we've seen a neurologist. That's helped her mood tremendously. We don't have the mood swings. She's usually in a pretty good mood, especially when we're getting her coffee in the morning and her food. She's nothing but thank yous. And and the girls are doing the showers and everything else. So, she very appreciates what we do for her. I know that.
She's very accepting of help now.
Yes.
At this point, anyway. It wasn't always like that. But
When they moved in here, right away she said, I don't want to be here.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what made me feel very good is both girls said, we like it here.
Yeah. You got me forever.
Not forever. No. But I'm glad they like that this is a home, their home, and we're a family. That's been very important to me and Patty. We missed this year's walk, but we definitely want to get involved in other fundraising activities.
Yeah, I think it's really important.
Yeah.
And we're so lucky to have the help that we've gotten so far.
I don't know if anyone mentioned, but anymore, Sue cannot be left home alone. So someone always has to be here with her. And if we're not here, Patty has found a couple people that can be here and stay with her, which has been very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Learn to have patience. I have no patience, but I have learned to get some.
Just to branch off of that is that if you find yourself being impatient, don't beat yourself up over it. Because, it definitely is something that will try your patience. And even, it happens to the best of us, where you get upset, but there's nothing that you can really do that'll change the situation.
I think you have to change how you look at your life, because you weren't planning on this happening and you had other plans for your life, but this is what you have now, and it's not a bad thing. Like, we have a new family right here, so I know it's hard, but we're very happy having them here and helping them, and life doesn't always turn out the way you wanted it to, but you make the best of it and find enjoyment, and I think we do.
We're trying to make Sue feel as comfortable as possible here, that she has everything she thinks she needs. Now, does she want to be here? No, but she wants to get better. She thinks she's going to get better, which she's got to think that. So, and hopefully we're going to have the girls and Sue here for much longer.
Like, if you just found out your loved one has this and you're the one that's going to be dealing with it and taking care of things, I think you have to know that there's going to be a lot of changes. And right now, it's different than it was 3 years ago. She didn't want to be here. She was fighting it all the way, and she was in charge still, sort of. She thought she was in charge, and we kind of had to just help out where we could. And now we're more in charge and, doing the parenting. You just got to be ready for change, and you give yourself a break now and then. You have to give yourself some time just to relax and find a minute or an hour or so when someone else can take over. So you're not giving constantly. You have to do something for yourself. Take care of yourself. If you're just starting out, find somebody now that you can trust, that you can call if you need to and just get out of the house. I know the one gentleman at the meetings had his son come over. That's all he had.
Yes.
Oh, and then the church ladies at church. So all he had was once a week his son would come over, so he can get out to the meeting. Or I'm sorry, once a month. And then, I'm sure sometimes in between, the ladies at church would take her and just have her for the hour at church or 2 hours at church. So he had his own little break.
I think I seen it before. Like I said, my father had Alzheimer's, so I seen what it did to my mother, where she reached a point, she couldn't take care of him anymore. She couldn't bathe him and dress him and everything. So, the next step was take him, put him in a nursing home, which was still in Cortland. She would visit him, a couple of days a week. I went to see him every day, got at least a couple of days a week. So, I mean, you're still able to see my father. She was able to see my dad. But you see what happens over the course of 3 years. I mean, it's just a slow process, and it's very heartbreaking to see what happens to them. So I think we just have to enjoy the time that we still have Sue with us, where she can still talk to us. I mean, there's days she can have a normal conversation with us.
Yeah.
It's just the basic things she can't do on her own.
Her social skills are still,
Absolutely.
they're still going strong. So she can have conversations, and, you can sit at the table and talk to her about things. And, she likes to get out and do things and see things.
I just like to thank Carol again for talking to us every month. I mean, it's been like the last 4 months.
Yeah.
We're the only family on the calls.
Yeah.
So it's like we're having our own session with
Yeah.
Carol. And
nice.
It's been really fantastic talking to her. It's something I look forward to. I think the others feel the same way, that she's been very supportive, has some great ideas for us. So, I think we all know she's in it with us. So, it's a good feeling.
And Lindsay's been really great too. So we really appreciate everything that you guys do.